Welcome to another random tutorial. This one is inspired by a number of questions that I've had from a number of people, sometimes multiple times. They may ask the question different ways, hoping to get a different answer. So I thought I would draw something up here to try to visualize the answer. And it has to do with the question, can I use Wi-Fi for streaming? The short answer is, yeah, you can use Wi-Fi for streaming. The better answer is, I would not recommend it. And I would also want to clarify, what do you mean by Wi-Fi? So here what I've done is I've drawn out 3 different ways that you could connect to the internet. The only thing I really haven't covered here is optical. You know, if you're lucky enough to have an optical connection coming to your house, fiber wire or fiber, you know, that's great. But this is for the rest of us here. Starting at the top, and we're going to see as we start at the top and go down to the bottom, quality is actually going to improve. I realize that's kind of inverse, but the top here is going to be the least high quality. And this is the scenario where, and I think a lot of people are in this scenario right now, unfortunately, because all of the cellular carriers, tech companies are pushing for their own wireless out and about. So you're out in your car, you connect to their Wi-Fi through your plan, and not necessarily over cellular, but you can connect over Wi-Fi if you're at the coffee shop, etc. In that case, and I have that through, actually we have Xfinity in my area. So if I want to, excuse me, if I want to save on my cellular usage, I can connect to their Wi-Fi, and it's actually, it's nice to have. But for doing streaming, you're actually shooting yourself in the foot right away, because now you've got a Wi-Fi connection here. It might be 3G, 4G, maybe it's 5G, you know, whatever. And you're already competing with everybody else that's a customer of that company, but you're doing so without any other wired connection there to help you out. And you're already going to have lower quality in your stream. Your stream is going to drop. You're going to have possibly bad connection. You're just really not going to get the best result there. Now, if that's all you have, if this is how you're set up and that's all you have, then you know that's what you've got to try. But I just want to clarify for folks that there is a fundamental difference between this mode of connecting and this next one. So this next mode of connecting is a little bit better, because now what's happening is I have my computer, I'm using my own Wi-Fi connection within my home with a router, and typically these are coming as 2.4 or 5G. So right now in my home I have 2 networks running. One is 2.4, one is 5. I have some devices that are older that will not connect to the 5G, so they don't go on there. But pretty much everything else goes on to 5G, and that gives me the best connection to my home router. And then the next thing that's going to help me here is that I've got a cable connection. So in terms of your provider, your internet provider, when we start talking anything beyond just using their over-the-air wireless, if you're talking cable versus DSL, cable is the way to go. We've had a lot of testing on this. There's lots of stories. There's people that have just totally hit a wall with DSL. And if you combine DSL with this Wi-Fi here, even if it's inside of your home, that's kind of asking for trouble. So this is better than this, even if it's DSL, but I would still recommend cable. So going down into the best case scenario, which I've been lucky enough to have access to because we've had easily available a cable that hasn't been too expensive, and we're not even on the highest plan, and you don't need to be necessarily. But I've got my computer, I've got an Ethernet connection. So I've got a blue wire here that's plugged in that goes all the way down to my router, which is on the next floor downstairs. And that ensures that I have a solid connection to my router. And in my case, in my home, I'm the only one using Ethernet here. So I have no other competition to get to my router. And then I'm using a cable connection, not DSL, to get to my provider. And that gets me out to the internet. This is far superior to both of these and is the way that you want to go if you want to do streaming. Now, again, if you can't get cable in your area and you only get DSL, then that's what you're stuck with. I'm not even talking about satellite here, because typically the experiences that I've heard, I haven't actually used it, but the experiences I've heard about satellite are it's just not reliable. Now, maybe Elon Musk will change that. Who knows? So, but I really am frustrated sometimes because people will ask, can I use Wi-Fi? Can I use Wi-Fi? I want to use Wi-Fi. I need to use Wi-Fi. You can. Again, I could walk to Florida, but I have a car and I know how to get on a plane. So why would I want to, walk to Florida, which I definitely would not want to do right now. So these are just some things to think about, and I tried to keep this as non-technical as possible. I didn't want to get into speeds and download, upload speeds and all that stuff, because none of that really matters. It's really the fundamental connections that you're making to the internet itself, and that's what's going to give you the results. So thanks for watching. If you like this and want to check out some other things, jeremydeprisco.net. And I've also got some other tutorials here on YouTube. So thanks.